New England clam chowder is one of my favorite soups of all time. It is the perfect marriage of land and sea. And after today, you'll be able to make it yourself because that's what we're cooking. And you are gonna love it. Let's cook. Winter is a great time for soup, and it is also a great time for shellfish. Clam chowder is original to the northeastern part of the United States, and there are three very popular and different ones. There is the New England clam chowder, which has cream and therefore is white. There is the Rhode Island clam chowder, which it's clear, it's just broth. And there is the Manhattan clam chowder, which is red. Today we're making it the New England style because it is my favorite, and I think it's the most popular anywhere outside of New England. It is usually served with saltine crackers or those little hexagonal oyster crackers. Today we're making croutons because I like them better for taste and texture. It is also classically made with salt pork, but bacon has become the substitute, right? So we're using bacon. Make sure you're not using a lot because it's gonna add too much of a smoky flavor to your soup. Chicken broth or water and bouillon is also used. We are gonna use chicken stock. I cannot wait to try this one. As always, first we're gonna get organized. The French call this mise en place, and all mise en place is having all the ingredients and the tools that you need right in front of you. Cooking is always about ingredients, time, and temperature, and as always, make sure you try to find the best ingredients you can. So now we're gonna prep all the ingredients and put them in the order they're gonna show up in the recipe. We call that the conga line. Remember, mise en place is less stress. Let's prep. And now it's time for shoutouts. These are the people that are cooking our food, taking pictures, and letting us know about it. You should try it one day. Our friend Ashley Hubbs made a version of our onion soup. She told us she didn't have all the ingredients, but it came out great. It looked fantastic. And the guy who inspired us, Leo, to make the French onion soup actually accepted Joanna's challenge, and him and Cami, his beautiful girlfriend, did it. And they sent us a video step by step. One day I'm gonna share that video with you because it is the funniest thing I've ever seen, but it came out beautiful. Great job, guys. Challenge completed. Keep on sending us pictures. Keep on cooking our food. We get inspired by you. Okay, we're ready to go. We have 2 pans here. We're gonna actually cook the clams here so we can cut them in little pieces, and then we're gonna start the soup right here. First thing we're gonna do is render this bacon. It's already cut up in little pieces, and we're gonna let that start to get hot and render all this fat. So while that's happening, I'm gonna use, remember, you wanna choose the size of the burner that corresponds to the size of your pan. Now, This here is our biggest burner, but that's where the soup's gonna go. So I'm going to the second size here, and we're just gonna cook the clams. They have been already washed. So I left these clams soaking overnight in a lot of water with a little bit of salt, and then just change the water 2 or 3. I just did it a couple of times since last night. Lower the heat a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil here. Forgot to tell you that our conga line is ready, right? So we're ready to rock. Put everything in order. Makes things so much easier. Here we go. So we're just gonna add about half a cup or so, or a quarter cup of white wine, or I'm using dry vermouth, and a cup of water, and cover it. That is gonna take about 5 minutes maybe. Meanwhile, you wanna be adjusting the heat here so this doesn't get way too crispy. You just want it cooked all the way through. And it can be crispy, but not super that it becomes like a rock. Okay, so as you can see, the bacon started to crisp up here already. We're gonna get it out. Okay, set it aside. We are gonna add the butter, the onions, celery, bay leaf, and thyme, pinch of salt. We use half of this pepper. We're gonna add the garlic after this has been sweating for a while, because the garlic can burn very easily, and if it does, it becomes bitter. Let's look at this here. See, these guys most of them have opened up, and if they don't open up, you're gonna discard them. You see, remember I put a cup of water, and look at all that juice. That's clam juice right there. We're gonna use that in the soup now. And we may not have enough for 2 cups. We are gonna add some of the bottled clam juice, okay? So while the vegetables are cooking here, we're gonna take out the clam. Just leave the juice. If one of them doesn't open for whatever reason, you will discard it. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna strain the clam juice through a colander, and we're gonna take out all the clam meat and cut it in bite-sized pieces, maybe 2 or 3 pieces out of 1, okay? And this is almost ready. And what we're gonna do now is just add the potatoes to this. So let's do that right now. So now we add the garlic and cook that for a minute or so. I wish you could smell this. This is just amazing. And we're gonna add the potatoes. They had a little bit of water, but that's fine. We're gonna cook the potatoes like this for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna add some flour. We're gonna create kind of a roux, and then start adding the clam juice as we go. All right, see you in about 5 minutes. Okay, so we got right around a little bit less than 2 cups of clam juice. So we're gonna supplement with this, just a little bit more. I can barely just add the whole thing. And then this is the clam meat, the pieces, okay? What we're gonna do now, we're gonna add the flour to the pan, stir it around, and we're gonna let this cook for about 3-4 minutes. You wanna just cook the flour a little bit before we start adding the liquid. Okay, so now we're gonna start adding the clam juice, slowly at first, so everything is incorporated here. Add the whole thing. We're gonna add 1 cup of chicken stock. You know what? I'm gonna add a little bit more liquid. I'm gonna add another cup of chicken stock. This pan is very big, so it became too shallow, so I decided, why not another cup of chicken stock? That's kind of how you learn to cook, right? You get some basic techniques down, and then you start experimenting and add a little here, take a little there. I'm gonna add back the bacon. We're gonna let this simmer for about 5 minutes or so. We wanna make sure that the potatoes they're still firm, but they're cooked through. Okay, so now it's time to add the clams and the cream. And we're gonna take out the 2 bay leaves. A little bit of clam here, nothing goes to waste. So we're gonna cook all this for about, I wanna say another 3 minutes or so, 4 minutes. Simmer slowly. Just want all the flavors to come together, and you wanna adjust also for seasoning and the thickness of the soup. If it's getting too thick for you, like I like it the way it looks like this, creamy, but not super thick, you can adjust it with a little bit more stock, a little bit more broth, or even some water, as long as you're adjusting for the seasoning, especially the salt. Man, we're almost getting ready to taste this. While this is happening, I'm gonna cook some croutons, make some croutons. What I'm doing is regular, I use this white mountain loaf from Publix, and just cut it into pieces like that. We're gonna get it on the pan, place some butter on the pan, bring on the heat on high. We're gonna season the bread with a little bit of salt, with a little bit of pepper, adjust the heat to very low. And this will start to sizzle. We're just gonna move them around, give them some color, and then just add a little bit of parsley to that. And I'm leaving some parsley behind for the final presentation on the bowl with the soup. It's a good time to adjust for seasoning. See the consistency here? You see that? It's pretty creamy, but not excessively so. And I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna turn it off right now because it's pretty much done. I don't think it needs anything. And as it sits there, all the flavors are gonna actually blend together. And we just toast this bread here right on the pan until it gets golden brown and crispy, okay? And when this is done, guess what? We are ready to taste. I cannot wait. Finally, my favorite moment, taste test. Did you look at this? It is just a thing of beauty, and I don't want to talk too much. I just want to taste it. Let's go. I'm gonna grab a little bit of everything in one bite. The clam, the crouton, the bacon. It's so delicious. It's so good. Like I said before, it's a perfect marriage of land and sea, and the clam is the perfect representation of the sea. I think a clam and an oyster, they just taste like the sea. The potato adds an earthiness to it that is it's just perfect. Look at like all this clam here. I'm gonna yummy dance twice, once by myself and one with Joanna, because this is that good. And you know what? I was gonna open a Chardonnay, something like oaky or something with, you know, also that feels kind of creamy, because you kind of, with wine, if you got something creamy, you can try something creamy or something crisp that cuts through it. And we had this Pinot Gris that was already open. I'm thinking, why not the Pinot Gris? I think it's gonna complement it. Let's try it. Yeah, it cuts through it. It kind of cleanses the palate, and which is great for me because I'm going in again. Joanna, come and try it while I get more for myself.
Hello, here we go. I just wanted to show this yummy soup closer. It's amazing. I can't wait.
Oh,
it looks amazing.
I went to get some more.
Oh my gosh, this was incredible. And the croutons,
so good.
Crunchy, right?
The crouton makes
Add
it
texture. It's so creamy, delicious, heavenly. That's the word. The crunch.
The crouton.
This is amazing.
The crouton works perfectly.
This is so good.
Yummy. 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 Oh, you see how you taste the land and the sea? It's amazing, right? The potato is earthy.
Like I heard you and I'm like, oh, that sounds like crap, but it's true.
It is true. And once you got, you get a piece of bacon in there.
I try the bacon.
It takes your...
The clam is the ocean.
The ocean.
And it's nice and firm. It's the potatoes are creamy. The bacon has that, je ne sais quoi.
No.
I love soups. It's one of my favorite things.
Now you know this is one of my favorite ones. This is just so good. Especially, and if you're watching us in some place where it's like super cold and winter, you need to try it. This is so hearty and it's so comforting and so...
Oh, this is perfect.
It is great.
This is perfect. Cheers, babe.
Cheers.
Good job again.
Another one bites the dust. I don't know if I should, but I think I can eat a whole, like one of these. I don't know if I should, but
maybe not.
I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, maybe not.
But this is just, it is so.
And then these croutons with that buttery flavor.
This is food for the soul.
Here, babe.
Yeah, give me some
more.
Give me some. It's just,
It's really incredible. I think one of your best dishes yet.
It's really, really good.
Am I not a lucky girl that I married this guy?
Oh my god. This is really, 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 really good.
He used to cook for me. That's how he got me when we were dating. I'm like,
Smart. You see that? You guys, you know what you should do? Keep on watching the show, and one day we'll give you dancing lessons too. If you know how to dance and you know how to cook, you got like 80% of the road traveled. I'm telling you guys, listen to me. All right. Cheers again.
Cheers, man.
Fantastic. Okay, 4 things. Subscribe, hit like, share with your friends, and
cook it.
cook it. I tell you this every week because I know. I wish I could just give it to you, so
no
you
idea.
could, like you could taste, you can smell it. I wish I could, but you have to try it. This is not difficult at all. It just has a bunch of little, it's got the.
It's a preparation.
It's a preparation, right? It literally took me more to just do the prep, to shoot the prep, than actually cook the thing. So try it. I'm telling you, this soup, it's food for the soul.
Yes, comfort food.
You need to absolutely try
And it
it.
smacks.
Absolutely try it. And guess what? We're staying in the US, but by way of Brazil. We are gonna cook in the charcoal grill for the very first time in Gas at the Kitchen. And we are gonna get us started with charcoal with picanha.
Wow.
I'm telling you guys, you need to tune in for this one next week because it's gonna be, oh my God, molto delicious. Come back and see us.
Cheers.